Andy, guys, question number one. Andy, I have an employee who has been with me since almost the start of my business. She started 4 months after we opened the brick and mortar store. We have been in business a little over 2 years. After hiring her, she quickly became a key member of our team. She learned how to do all the jobs at our bakery coffee shop. She was eager to learn and grow. She became a good leader for our seasonal high school staff members. We made her an assistant manager, giving her a little more responsibility and a raise. Then last summer, I could feel her falling off. She quit putting in the extra effort and wasn't trying as hard. We had a conversation around that where she told me that she, quote, felt that I no longer needed her and she quit trying to. To which I told her that I felt that and it was very frustrating. I did still need her or somebody to be that second in line and help aid with all the things she was supposed to be doing. After that conversation, she improved back to her original helpfulness. That was last fall. Now this winter, in March, she has approached me asking to only work 4 days a week going forward because she, quote, needs more time for herself. This hit me in a really bad way because I've been working really hard on building out and expanding our little business so we can serve more markets. Now I feel like I don't have someone to count on and help me build this out. It's extremely frustrating and has left me feeling bitter and resentful towards her. I know I can't expect anyone else to put in what I am putting into the business. I don't, but this whole situation has just left me feeling bitter and resentful towards her. Any thoughts how to move through this? Is this something you've experienced before?
So you're bitter and resentful because someone that you hired to help you and you relied on heavily didn't feel valued or needed and decided to spend their time other places. Who does it sound like is at the root of that problem? Because it ain't her. All right? And this is what happens when I talk about the typical business entrepreneur who wants to come in on Tuesday and leave on Thursday, and I understand you may not be doing that. However, at the very least, you haven't been fostering the proper relationship. And what it sounds like to me is that this person who was highly involved in getting your business off the ground has now realized that that's all they're ever going to be. You're not making them a bigger part of the business. You're not giving them extra responsibility. You're not actually relying on them to help you grow to where there's a reward in that for them. Because in reality, if you want people to stay with you, there has to be some things that happen. All right. 1, they've got to progress in their career. 2, and most importantly, they have to believe in what you're doing. And if you can't paint a picture that's big enough to where that person's dreams fit underneath that umbrella that you're trying to create with your company, that means they're going to lose belief. And you, as an operator, cannot expect people to give up their dreams just because your dreams are your dreams. So you have a responsibility as the employer to your key people to create a scenario where they can create the life that they want within the system or the operation or the business or the organization that you're creating. And what it sounds like to me here is that you got it off the ground. She was an integral part of what you did. She probably feels like she was going to be a big part of the business. You sort of coasted for a little bit. She got bored, all right, meaning you didn't continue to grow fast. And now she's detached from the business for whatever reason. It sounds like you have a really good employee that might just need to be brought back in and talked to and explained, like, hey, man, you're a key part of this. This is what's going on. In fact, I need you to do this and this and this. Would you be willing to come back in that extra day a week if I could give you this, right? So you have to understand, dude, just like you pointed out in your email, just because it's your dream doesn't mean it's someone else's dream. And if someone else doesn't see their dream inside of your dream, it's a very high likelihood that they're not going to stay. So you as an operator, the best thing that you can do is to consistently paint a big vision, consistently reinforce with your employees where their vision fits inside that vision, and then consistently show them what they need to do to get to that point. And if you can do that And then also accompany all of those clear communications and upward mobilities and requirements for them to get there. You also couple that with becoming their coach, their personal development person, the person who sits down with them and says, okay, here's what you need to improve. You need to do this, 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 and this. Now you have someone who's fully engaged. They understand the path that they're on. They understand that you're going to teach them how to get there. And that person is very unlikely to just bail on you. All right. What it sounds to me is, and this is limited, I could be wrong, but it sounds to me like you had someone who was really bought in. You got a little distance between you and that person. They started to realize that, or whether it's true or not, they started to feel like this was just a position that was being filled by them, and that's not what they expected. What it sounds like they expected to me was for them to be working hand in hand with you to build the company, which is a great thing. And it sounds like that's what you want. So what I would do is consider everything I just said, sit down with a person, have a real conversation, and then use this as a learning lesson to not let people feel like they're not an important part of the mission that you're on when you know that they are.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because I feel like that's a misconception. Like, going back, I don't know, if you look at how business was done 50 years ago, right? There's you come in, you work, and then I give you this little check that you can cash at the bank, right? And it's a very cut and dry relationship. Mm-hmm. And so now, here we are in 2024. Your business it's not how that's should be done anymore.
No, most business still is done that way. But when you're trying to grow and you're trying to be exceptional and you're trying to do something special, it's going to require buy-in. It's going to require passion. It's going to require people who are committed to the purpose. And something that's different about the younger generations now, as opposed to the older generations then that you speak of, is that people want to be inspired by a purpose. They want a mission that's bigger than just collecting a check. All right? You can get a check anywhere. Accomplishing a mission and being part of a mission and being part of a real purpose that does good things for people, that's rare. And that's a huge advantage for you as a business owner if you could figure out what that is and lean into that. Because not only will it inspire your employees, but it will also help your customers get the most value possible from your brand, your product, your service, which will drive revenue. A lot of people like to say things like, oh, Gen Z is worthless. Millennials are worthless. I don't know. I built some pretty good companies with Gen Z and millennials, and I can tell you this, they don't want to just show up and get a fucking check. They want to be involved. They want to contribute. They haven't really felt special anywhere else in their entire lives. They come up through a school system that doesn't make them feel like they're anything special. In fact, it squashes their dreams and their hopes to try to get them to conform. So when you really think about it, the younger people, it's not that they're lazy, it's just that they want something better to do while they're getting paid. They want to do something that matters. They want to do something they're passionate about. They want to do something that fulfills them in a mission, not just getting a check. So it's a generational difference, and it's not common. It's only common to you because you're around these businesses.
Yeah, right.
Most companies just don't operate that way. They do. They say, come in, get your check, go the fuck home, leave me alone. You're not going to get the best people to work for you there because the best people are no longer working for just money. They're working for mission, purpose, and fulfillment.
Yeah.
And so you have to figure out what that is for your business if you want to keep the best people.
So if you want to build a business that is going to be undeniably changing lives, you have to offer the employees more than just a paycheck, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
The personal development, the investing in their personal.
Yeah, listen, the idea of you guys hiring millennials, Gen Zs, people like that who are younger, who have the skill sets you need, who have the understanding of technology, the idea that you're just going to pay them and they're going to show up and give you their best work, that's not in congruence with the way that they view the world. They view the world as, this is my opportunity to do something that matters. I'm going to trade my time for money, and that's okay, but I want the time that I trade for money to mean something. I want it to matter. I want it to affect people in a positive way. And too many of you guys that run businesses or manage people, you totally leave that off the table, and you expect motherfuckers to show up and work like you're going to work for $1. They're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. You might get some people that are going to show up and get a check and go home, but you ain't going to like those people, and you're not going to like having them work for you because guess what? They're not going to give a single fuck about what it is you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's so real, man. It's so real. And I get this a lot. When people come in to even here at First Form, and they're like, you got you got an army here of people that are willing to run through brick walls. But when you look at all of the investments that get put in outside of just a typical paycheck, right? Like, it makes sense.
Well, they care.
Yeah.
They care about what they're doing. They want to contribute. They want to build. They want to be relevant. They want to be a part of the team. A lot of people who manage people, they manage people with the perspective that these people are lazy and they don't want to contribute and they don't want to do anything, and that's how they treat their whole team. But the reality is people are not lazy. People are just uninspired. It's not that people are apathetic, it's that you haven't given them anything to care about. So when you fix that in your leadership style, that unlocks a whole new level for people to come in, high quality people that are passionate, who care about your customers, who come in and drive revenue because the customer gets the most value out of those people. Then your company makes more money and those people make more money.
Yeah.
So the amount of value that you deliver in a very literal sense is very, very, very parallel to how much you're going to get paid or how much your company's going to make. There's no other secret than that.
Yeah.
If you over deliver and you're the best and you do the best, you're going to do the best in business. And it's the same looking at yourself as a business within an organization. If you're the highest skilled, if you're the best guy or girl, if you deliver the most value, you're going to make the most money. And that's how it works.